We have a breaking news. The German socialist government collapsed due to excessive debt and overspending on green energy, which ultimately chased major energy producing companies out of the country. Means when Germany took a stand against Russia, the deal was sealed. And now they're facing this consequence of the total collapse of their economy. Let's take a listen. This report from BBC. They have broadcasted this quite in a big way.
The Democrats quit the government, likely paving the way for early elections next year. Their exit comes after German Chancellor Olaf Scholz sacked his finance minister. He said Christian Lindner, who leads the Free Democrats, had broken his trust too often, making serious government work impossible.
Making government work impossible. Okay, so what Olaf is saying right now. Let's take a listen at this video, then I'll make some more comments.
Too often, after the necessary compromises have been drowned out by publicly staged disputes and loud ideological demands. Too often, Federal Minister Lindner has blocked laws in an irrelevant manner. Too often, he has engaged in petty party political tactics. Too often, he has broken my trust. He even unilaterally withdrew from the budget agreement after we had already agreed on it in lengthy negotiations. There is no basis.
So it looks like to me this guy is blaming the finance minister quite a lot. Something that we have seen from the Nazi Zionist state, Netanyahu, blaming his government, his people, even his army, military personnel for his failure in Gaza and also in Lebanon. Now, I want to also talk to you guys about how they have become an imperialist power. This is what they have striven for, and this is what happened. The German government has collapsed. The Social Democrats' attempt to rescue German capital's interest by re-establishing Germany as an imperialist force has been a catastrophe. Here is what the media will not tell you. The German government has collapsed, and we are obviously not going to be hearing a lot of the news why they actually collapsed. Especially BBC, CNN, Western medias, they are not going to say that it is because of Germany's stand against Russia. It is because Germany is cozying up to Joe Biden, to America, and obeying every single order from Biden is really the reason for this demise of Germany's economy and now the political system. It is so bad right now. Take a look at this video. This is the president of Germany, and he is trying to give a speech, but there was no sound. Okay. So somebody tweeted this: Germany is so broken, its government cannot even collapse properly. The president's speech is being broadcasted without sound. They are so messed up right now that nothing is working for them. Everything is just falling apart. Now, one guy, his name is Klaus Strange. He's Euronews editorial director. He said that this is actually a heart attack for the Europe because of the economic collapse of Germany. Take a listen at what he says.
Deutschland steht an einem Wendepunkt. Die schlechteste Regierung in der Geschichte der Bundesrepublik Deutschland ist am Ende.
Okay, so obviously I don't understand German, but here is what he said. Okay, so Klaus Strange, a Euronews chief editor, comments on the implications of political turmoil in Germany as the country faces uncertainty. Can it still remain a reliable partner for Europe? And then if you say here, government collapse, government of Germany collapse in Germany is a heart attack for Europe. Again, this is something very, very serious, the situation right now. And at the same time, they are awarding Joe Biden. You have seen this video, I think, because this was circulated on social media, broadcasted on social media, how Joe Biden received this award from the German government just a couple of weeks ago when he visited Europe. Guys, this is the guy, Joe Biden, who messed up with Gaza, who messed up with Lebanon, and he also messed up with Germany. And all of these countries are, especially Israel, the Zionist state of Israel, and Germany, they're in total collapse. Let there be no doubt about that. Somebody said, save more or spend more. Divisions over how to rescue Germany's feeble economy have led to the collapse of his coalition government. As we know, he fired his finance minister. Now the coalition of the government is going to also fall apart because he had those votes. His government was not mandated with the majority, what it looks like. So Germany's economy right now is in trouble. The government collapse and Trump's return bring more risk. The collapse of Germany's governing coalition and President-elect Trump, his imminent return to the White House, are creating new risk for the European Union's biggest economy. We have reported on this just a few days ago, and I have mentioned to you guys how Volkswagen, they're shutting down 3 plants, laying off or getting, I think, this is a layoff. They're not firing them. They're laying off hundreds and thousands of workers. So Warsaw, Poland. So AP reported the collapse of Germany's governing coalition and President-elect Donald Trump's imminent return to the White House are creating new risks for the European Union's biggest economy, already in a troubling decline. Germany's economy has been shrinking for the past 2 years in the wake of the coronavirus pandemic, war in Ukraine, and competition from China. There are 3 things they have listed in this liberal news outlet named ABC News. Number 1 is because of the coronavirus. That time, obviously, we know Donald Trump was in charge. His country also collapsed when it comes to the pandemic. His country, United States, they have lost hundreds and thousands of people. They all died. Germany did not get those vaccines in. Then they sided with Ukraine. They supported Ukraine. They gave them a lot of weapon, hundreds and thousands of weapon, and millions and billions of dollars to aid Ukraine. Then they also are now facing competition from China. Thanks to BRICS nation, they are now coalescing against the Western European countries. All of these things combined, you get a total disastrous Germany at the moment. Amid both structural problems at home and global challenges, Chancellor Olaf Scholz's fractious 3-party coalition failed to find a way forward on some key issues. The situation came to a head Wednesday night when Scholz announced he was firing Finance Minister Christian Lindner. The move effectively meant the collapse of the Chancellor's coalition, which relied on Lindner's pro-business Free Democratic Party, and left the government bereft of a parliamentary majority. So not only the economy has collapsed, but also the government is collapsing. The country is facing dire consequence. We have mentioned this. Winter is right around the corner. It already started in Europe. Some countries, they're feeling the cold right now. They need power. They need supply of energy. They need oil. They need gas. And none of these things can be assured by US or by any European countries. And on top of all of this, to make things even worse, they have no or very connection or relationship with the Russian government, Vladimir Putin. Therefore, it is going to be an absolute disaster. The BRICS nations, they are doing tremendously well. China is becoming ever more powerful with this economy, and what we'll be seeing in the coming days is going to be just disastrous for the nation of Germany. The people are really great people, but unfortunately they have a leader who decided to support the Zionist regime, send them money, send Ukraine money, and in the process depriving the people of Germany from all the good things that he could bring for his people.